My name is Gabby Gonzalez, and we are back in the Sports Immortals vault here with Jim Platt. Now, Jim, you obviously have, once again, millions of different items of sports memorabilia from all throughout your life and your father's life. But what we have in this row are some of the most extreme random pieces of sports memorabilia, correct?
I would say random. I would say probably unique and one of a kind.
Okay, unique and one of a kind. First, we have this massive baseball bat in front of us.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
This is an oversized bat that...
This or that? Because we have that
We
too.
have two, actually. That's one of the largest autographed bats in existence. But this
Guinness
is
World Record, yes.
But this is also a very unique bat. This goes back to players from the 20s on. So there's more rare signatures on there. And the signatures on here include Joe DiMaggio, Honus Wagner, Ted Williams, Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente, Ty Cobb, Mickey Mantle, Jimmy Fox, Larry Lajoie.
Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yep. I'm not gonna do that again.
In addition to meeting all the athletes and their relatives and forming great relationships with equipment managers over the years, my father purchased 8 mammoth collections from people that were collecting during the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Oh, wow.
And one of the collections was a baseball collection, the James Armstrong collection. And we have photos of James Armstrong at the Baseball Hall of Fame holding this bat, getting many of these players to sign it. My father carrying the torch, holding it up and getting people like Roberto Clemente and Pete Rose and others, Ted Williams, to sign it. So it's gone good lineage, and now it's here in the Sports Immortals collection.
It's in great condition, but what's in not the best is this. This looks very old, and I see 1865 there.
This is an 1865 baseball from the Monitor Club versus Never Sink Baseball Club.
I'm shocked it's still intact.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's still.
I can hold it?
Yeah.
Scares me. Oh my gosh, it's crusty.
Yeah. Well, it's a little old. This is an 1891 catcher's mask.
Oh.
And I'm not taking it out of plastic just because it's very fragile. Mm-hmm. But you could see it's a pretty crazy relic here.
It's very rusted, but it's still intact.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. That was preserved.
Yeah.
Do you know how you guys acquired that? Was that from
This was in one of the baseball collections that we
Wow.
acquired. These are actually football pants from the player recognized as the first ever professional football player, Pudge Heffelfinger.
What's his name?
Pudge Heffelfinger.
Pudge Heffelfinger.
That's
Thank
right.
you for...
Now it's going to be a household name.
Yeah. It should be the first professional. That's crazy.
He got paid $25 for playing football in 1892 for the Allegheny Football Club, playing against the Pittsburgh Football Club. And he scored the only touchdown in the game.
Can we hold this up at all or not really?
Yeah, but this is so fragile. I just don't want to lift it up anymore.
That's okay. Leave it like this.
But
this is old.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It looks like war pants, not like
no, it does.
Football pants.
It does. This is some of our Jim Thorpe items.
Oh yes, we got to look at these.
You've heard a lot about, but
the animal bones.
When it comes to unique items, it's hard to pass this one without mentioning the Jim Thorpe shoulder pads made out of animal bones.
It's crazy. And he wore them in game?
Yes, he did.
Nuts.
And this is one of his football helmets.
Helmet. The fact that this was a helmet?
Yeah. You think it would protect anybody?
Oh, no CTE back in these days for sure.
No.
It's like a little foamy, and this is leather, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. That's going to do nothing for the noggin. But I guess they didn't really care back then.
Yeah, and that keeps his neck warm.
Oh my gosh, and this is small. Do I have a big head or is this small?
No, it's pretty small.
Wow,
pretty
okay.
Small. And
these have his initials on them.
This is one of my favorite items. When Jim Thorpe he grew up in Oklahoma on the reservation. He was a Sac and Fox Indian.
Okay.
And his twin brother died when he was 9 years old. And then his mom passed away. So he went a little bit crazy on the reservation.
Don't blame him.
They sent him to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, where he attended the Carlisle Indian School.
Okay.
And while he was there, he handmade these gloves, leather gloves, and put his initials JT on them. You never find anything else like these.
These are very unique. And the gloves were made for what?
Winter.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he wore them in the winter
Stay warm.
when it got cold. Yeah.
These are cute. I like them.
Bring her back to
the
style.
little tassels. Yeah, I feel like this people would wear this.
Another one of the collections that my dad acquired was another baseball collector. And he had very strong ties to Connie Mack, the great old man of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And 1939 was the centennial year of baseball.
Okay.
And it was also the year that the Baseball Hall of Fame opened in Cooperstown, New York. So this bat is Johnny Mize, who won the batting title for the National League, signed by every member of the National League that season.
Wow.
And
every single one.
Every single person in straight lines. Like this
Yeah,
would never happen today.
You're right. This is super organized.
can
That's
read
the
'em.
difference. This one's a little bit more all over the place.
And this is the matching bat from the American League where Joe DiMaggio won the title. And it's signed by every member of the American League from that season.
This is just so impressive that it goes around and it's just straight lines.
Yeah.
Nobody messed it up. This looks like a basic cap. So you got to start with this because I don't know what I'm looking at here.
Okay, well, you happen to be holding Jackie Robinson's minor league hat from the Montreal Royals. So before the Dodgers, he played on the Montreal Royals, and that's a game-used hat that he wore.
Wow, it looks like it has some of the field on it still. That's crazy. I'm going to put it back down now.
This is an interesting ball. It's signed to Reggie Jackson, Get Me Out of the Record Book, Mickey Mantle.
Okay.
And the record that he was trying to get rid of was being the leader in strikeouts.
Oh.
So he wanted Reggie to have more strikeouts than him, so he wouldn't have been the strikeout king. And this particular ball is one of the greatest pitchers. His name was Mordecai Brown. He was born with a birth defect that left him with only 3 fingers. So he pitched with 3 fingers.
Oh, okay.
And he became known as Mordecai Three-Fingered Brown. And
Okay.
there's only 2 balls known in existence. One that has a really bad signature, and this one with a really beautiful signature.
3 fingers on both hands or just?
Just one, just his
Wow.
pitching hand. This is a home plate, but not just a home plate.
Tell me more.
On October 3rd, 1951, the Dodgers played the Giants. Bobby Thompson got up to the bat. He hit a home run and won the series for the Giants. And it's become known as the shot heard around the world.
Okay.
And this was the home plate that he touched to win the game. And it's signed to Sports Immortals, best wishes, Bobby
touching
Thompson.
it too.
And it's signed by Duke Snider, who played on the Dodgers.
This thing is old.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
It's been through it.
Definitely a one of a kind.
How'd you get this?
My dad actually acquired it from the groundskeeper, who after the game took it up and had it for a long time, and then my dad found out about it.
That's crazy that groundkeepers can just take these things, and I would, like I said, would never think about that. So that's just crazy to hear.
Now you would. This is another great piece. Cy Young, who's famous for having the most wins, probably and losses of all time.
Really?
Yes.
But 511 wins.
It's 511 wins. Very good. And the best pitcher every season wins the Cy Young Award. But Cy Young in 1955, he died. But just before he died, he was chopping a tree and chopping wood for the fire.
Okay.
And he brought the wood in, and he was staying with his neighbors, and he sat down on the chair and he had a stroke.
A heart
and
attack,
he died.
right? Yeah.
Yes. But they took this piece of wood and they kept it. And my dad found out about it. He went to visit the neighbors, and he was able to acquire one of the last pieces of wood that Cy Young chopped before he died.
Wow.
And they took some of the wood and sculpted into a little mini baseball bat with his signature on it. That we put a cut signature on it. Cy Young.
Oh, okay. So we put that on there too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we got massive bats and we have baby bats.
That's right.
We got all of it.
That's true. I hadn't
Okay.
thought about that. Jessie Owens was in high school at Fairmont High School. And in 1929, he won this plaque for the 40-yard low hurdles. Actually, it was in 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade.
So this is could be the earliest award that he ever won in his career.
Wow.
And my dad was able to acquire this from his sister, and she wrote this letter of authenticity. This is the plaque won by my brother Jessie Owens in 1929. Best wishes, his sister.
Wow.
Laverne.
We've got a silver platter right here. So serve me some knowledge on the silver platter, please.
Tom Sayers, I think I showed you in one of previous videos that he was the bare knuckle champion of England in 1860.
Okay.
And he later fought John Heenan, the champion of the US.
Okay.
But in 1860, he was presented this tray by Prime Minister Temple of England. And we were able to acquire it, believe it or not, from an antique store. The person had no idea who Tom Sayers was, and my dad obviously did.
Yeah, of course.
So he got a pretty good buy on this one.
Wow. I love antique stores, and I always see things where I'm like, I don't really know who this is or where this is from, and that's cool to think that it could be something significant to other people.
Sure, this is a picture of him.
Okay.
If you see on the wall right there, that is a lithograph, one of the earliest lithographs of Tom Sayers in many of his fights.
Okay.
So it's pretty neat.
Wow.
Are you ready for one more item?
Yeah. Last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
I don't know.
This
has been a lot already.
How about this one? We have you close your eyes first.
Oh my gosh. I knew you were hiding things from me.
This is probably one of the most unique items we have in the collection. And how about opening your eyes up?
I feel
Turn
like
around.
Christmas. Oh my gosh. What is that?
This is Andre the Giant's jockstrap.
I'm not touching that.
It fits 8 grown men, pretty much.
Why does that exist?
Here's a picture of Andre the Giant. He was
gosh.
He was over 7 feet tall.
That fit him?
That fit him. It's a waist size of 60.
That actually, he wore this.
He wore this.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it.
But interesting also.
Interesting, but terrifying. Why? But that's giant. That's not just tall.
Yeah. Well,
it's a big boy.
It's hard to top that item, so we'll just kind of leave it at that.
I can't take anymore after that. we need a break after that.
Sure.
But these were all amazing. I asked Joel this. If you had to pick a favorite out of any of these, could you pick one?
You know what? I would say rather my favorite, I think the most interesting to me is the Jim Thorpe gloves that he made himself.
Those are very unique.
Because, you know, a lot of these things they might have wore it, but it has his DNA all over it. You know, he took his time, he made those gloves.
True.
They have his initials on it, and no one else around is going to have those gloves.
No, you're right. That is very unique.
I really like the backstory, and it's one of a kind, and how could I go against the guy that I was named after?
This has been amazing, and hopefully we'll be back in the vault soon. Not hopefully, we will be. So make sure you're subscribed and you like this video so we can keep doing what we're doing.
Subscribe to us. There's so much great content here. You never know what I'm going to pull out of the trunk next.
There's way too much. Clearly, I don't even know. So stay tuned.